Market Monday has arrived, and I want to apologize first for my Dynasty users. Sorry I didn't have a Dynasty video out Saturday. Obviously, I have a new promo. I actually was going to do one out this morning, but as I was going to record it last night, my daughter came in, Daddy, with the puppy eyes, can you lay in your bed with me? And my old ass, if I lay down, I'm going to sleep. So I'm going to try to have one out tomorrow morning before we get into conference tours tomorrow. I got a hoop tonight, so after I get done hooping, get home and shower, I think I'm going to crank one out and then get that out first thing in the morning. It's just going to be a recruiting 101 video for those. That's something a lot of people have been asking me about. I'm trying to do a Dynasty video once a week. And also, moving forward, I'm going to try to do a gameplay video once a week. So we're going to be trying to do more in terms of the college football scene, not just doing cut. But that's just housekeeping. Market Monday, this is the content schedule. Last week was an interesting week. If you guys remember, I kind of predicted what would happen in last week, right? In terms of cheap training and then that shit rising up at the end of the week. We're going to monitor that this week. So we're going to take a look at each one: Conference Tour, Stars of the Week, Season 4, Volume 4, Ranksgiving Volume 2, which I got something to talk about in terms of that. Blue Chips Volume 2, fantastic promo. I got something to talk about every single promo, including Alumni, which is a little bit disappointing. But hit the like button, drop a sub. I'm getting this out Monday. I know last week I did it Tuesday. That's because we had content on Monday. I thought we could get Ranksgiving 1.5, but we didn't get Ranksgiving 1.5. So just Market Monday on a regular Monday. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, ain't we been through it all? Then we sleep on them floors. Everybody we thought we needed, we don't need them no more. Run it up, don't check the score. No, I'm balling on.
And you know what? I'm leaving that in there. I know I didn't have my face cam, and I know I had my title from when I'm away from, when I'm streaming, streamer AFK, enjoy the vids and drops. I'm leaving it. It's funny because I always do that, and sometimes I go back and record over it. I'm just leaving it. You guys heard my voice anyway, and now you're seeing my face. So comment down below. I thought it was funny. I'm just going to leave it. Might as well enjoy it and have some fun with the video, right? Market Monday, let's talk. First thing I'm going to talk about, this Ranksgiving, right? I implore you to pay attention to this every single week. Now, you can't do it now because it starts in 3 days. So it starts on Friday because obviously it's Tuesday for me, right? So the reason why I did nothing. You get in a group of 3, and between your group of 3, all you got to do is finish first. I think I played a couple of head-to-head games, and I got this free 92 overall. Now, he's not going to play for me, but for a lot of people, he could be a great card. He does get 6 AP Silver Quick Jump, which there's not a lot of non-LTDs that get 6 AP Silver Quick Jump. He is a little bit slow, but he can play defensive tackle if you want him to, right? So, look, next week, I don't know who this player is going to be, but check it out. Definitely check that out. And that's what I said with the Ranksgiving, to 100% check that out. So, speaking of Ranksgiving, hold on for one moment. So this was yesterday, literally right before I started streaming. Twitch.tv/therealdatruthyadig. If you're not in there, I need you to be in there every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're live. Can't do during the week because during the week it's during the day for me. But this was literally right before I went training shopping. Not training shopping, before I started up my stream. Right, as you can see, I'm looking to my binder. I'm actually trying to figure out some stuff to quick sell because I wanted to do 1 pack of the Ranksgiving promo, right? So because they have the fantasy pack, which that's something I'm going to talk about as well moving forward once we get into the market side of this. But we decided to do 1 pack in a dream, and you know I'm the king of 1 pack in a dream. You see me pull the Dre Bly on Alumni Sunday. We get our first animation. I'm like, damn it! But then we get the second one, and I'm thinking, please be the guy who's going for 2 million coins. Bada bing, bada boom. The guy that's going for 2 million coins. Who's we kept? He's been a great quarterback, but I think I'm going to sell him because I don't think any card is worth 2 million coins. But just wanted to be transparent with y'all. So yeah, that happened. Also, to keep you guys updated, I told you guys, I put a post on Twitter and I've said it in the video, I am not doing rank this season. I'm currently 11 on rank. I'm only a gold. I am going to get up to champion 3 at some stage. I'm currently grinding head-to-head. I currently have 14 natty packs. I should have 16, but I opened up all my 360 coin packs yesterday, and then actually opened up 2 natty packs. So we're sitting at 14. Ideally, I think I want to be at like 90 to 100 natty packs by the month's end, and then we're going to open those. I'm going to try to stay away from these natty packs. Like I said, I was opening these packs yesterday because I had 370, and I was just tapping X, and then I ran through 2 natty packs. So it's my fault, but we'll still cook at the end of the day. All right, let's talk about the market, man, because the market went crazy last week to start the week. So y'all remember at the beginning of the week, 92s were sitting around 120, specifically at stars of the week, right? And also the conference tours, they're at 140. And I told you guys last week, buy up every single 92 you see under 130. And what happened towards the end of the week, you can see right now, 92s are like at 170, 180. I sold all my 92s for around 180 to 200, depending on who it was. You can see a lot of these stars of the week, which is the ones we were buying. They're up. Owen is that, and Jaden Scott. I showed my Jaden Scotts for around 200, and my Owens around 180. So that's why we're up. And obviously, we bought some cars. Obviously, that's why we're a little bit down now. And I've been doing strategy packs and all different type of stuff right now. Why do I say that? Moving forward, we're going to get conference tours tomorrow, right? Now, with conference tours, it's going to be very important to remember this. We are closing in on that Ryan Williams set. And why is that important? We're also closing in on this set as well. Where's the Jordan Tyson? The 93 speed Jordan Tyson. We're 3 weeks away. Now, the problem with this Jordan Tyson, he's only going to get silver abilities. He's still going to be a 93 speed receiver. This Ryan Williams, we're 5 weeks away from him. Now, if we look at Ryan Williams, right, I've talked about this on stream. I am going to complete this set, but I am going to wait until this week. Why am I going to wait till this week? This is when we should receive 93s, and we get a 93 like this. We're going to get 192, another 92, and then a 93. Why am I waiting? Because then everything is going to go down. 90 prices right now are around 70K. 91s are around 100K. 92s obviously are through like 170. Well, what happens when 93s come out? 92s go down to 100. 91s go down to 70. 90s, I already completed the 90, so that don't matter. So I'm going to wait until the first 93 drop, and then I'm going to go into these, and then I'm going to do this subsequently. I don't even know if that's the right word, but after I'll do this one on this date, this one, and this one on this date, and we'll have a Ryan Williams. Now, the Ryan Williams card, by the time he comes out, in my opinion, is going to be ass because he's going to have silver abilities. But this is something to keep in mind just because these cards rise, right? On a conference tour last Tuesday, these 92s, all of them were around 140K. Whit Weeks and what was his name? Dylan Stewart were around 130, 140. You can see they're both above 200. This defensive, this tackle at one point this weekend got to 300K. So, something to be mindful with conference tours this week. If these cards get down super cheap, again, the price for 92s, in my opinion, are 120 to 130. You can't lose them. Because at the end of the day, what happens when the weekend comes, these 92 goes up in price, training goes up in price, and you can roll these. So this is something to think about. I did end up completing the 92 set for Colin Simmons just because I got my 92 super duper cheap, right? So I was able to do that. Something to be mindful with conference tours coming next week. Coming tomorrow. Also, make sure you get your Jordan Tyson done. It's SEC. Today's the last day to do it, and we have 3 weeks left on that. Get it, got it, good. That's conference tours. Now, the big mover last week for me was Stars of the Week. Now, we looked at Stars of the Week. These guys were flooded on the auction house around 120, 130. I told you guys. I'm looking at this again. Now, the good thing about this, we only get 2 cards. So there's only going to be 492. So it's not like conference tours where you get 3, or the other champion, other promos where you get 4 and 5 92s. You only get 2 conference tours. That's why you make, 2 Stars of the Week. That's why this promo is so important in my opinion, because again, we're only going to have 492s here. If these get down to 120, 130, I'm buying again. I'm being transparent and upfront with you guys when it comes to the market. I'm buying, right? Absolutely buying when it comes to these. Now, we can talk about the LTDs when it comes to this. Taylor Mays, you missed the window. He was at 1 million coins this past weekend. Julian Sane has been around under 100. If you want them, just buy them. Same thing with the conference tour ones. I don't think these are any special though, if I'm being completely honest. I would stay away from them. I thought about Dylan Bell, but there's too many good receivers who get gold takeoff, and he does not get gold takeoff. Earl Thomas is a 5'10 safety. There's too many good safeties, in my opinion, to be paying $800K for Earl Thomas. Just being completely honest, being upfront. I did actually end up buying Shamar Stewart back on the weekend for $477K, which is an absolute dub. We may end up buying Tay Brown. I may end up saying Ray Lewis and buy Tay Brown because he is 4.3 and 100K rental, and I can basically swap out Ray Lewis for him and get a +1 to everything. So that's it with conference tours and everything when it comes to those 2 promos. I'm basically looking at these. Now, also something I want to look at. I'm going to talk about this with all the promos. Pay attention to the lower overalls of these promos, specifically about the blue chips, which I will talk about that at a later stage. These cards do not continue to get pulled after the day of the promo. So you can see there's 61 up right now. At one point on the weekend, there was like 10 of these up, right? Because there's just no supply of them after the day when it's the promo, right? You look at NOTG. NOTG was in the 10s. I mean, not NOTG, sorry. Stars of the Week was in the 10s. So this is something, if for you low stacks over, if you want to look, there's 24 NOTGs up. So let's say hypothetically you spend 300K, you buy 10 88s at 330K, and then let's say Friday you flip those and sell those for around 45K a piece. You make a good 100K profit for 24 hours or 48 hours, right? So this is something to think about. I mean, look at the 89s. If you look at 89, the cheapest 89 right now up is 53K. So stars of the week, or stars of the season, excuse me, or stars of the week, sorry. On Wednesday, you can get these 89s for around 40K, 45K, and then you can flip them. So that's something to be mindful of. Let's talk season 3 or season 4 and those cards. I actually did end up picking one. Because he is 4-3, I got him at a fantastic price, so I was good with that of getting him for $550. So I was happy with that. If we look at season 4, it's the Richard Sherman and the Dylan, I forget his name, Diamond. I got mine for $550, so I was cool with that. I didn't see him getting lower than that unless we get a strong safety in the next couple days. But they're very stingy with strong safeties. Once they dropped Kendall Daniels, they gave us like a run of strong safeties, and I think we're not going to get any more. Richard Sherman, I was hoping to get him. I'm still going to monitor his price. If he gets under like close to 900K, I'm going to buy him because he's going to rise. Where he's going to rise to, I'm not even sure. I may even buy for a meal. I don't know. But he is absolutely going to rise. He's the best corner of the game, 6'3", and all that different type of stuff. If you want to invest in Dylan, I like him under 5. That's what I like for an investment. I bought him for my team for $550. If he rises to a meal, he's probably gone. But then obviously Richard Sherman, I can see him getting up. If you look at DJ Pickett's price, remember when DJ Pickett was around a mil coins and he got up to 1.5? I can see a similar rise. I can absolutely see a similar rise when it comes to that because he does have the silver ball hawk for 5. So that's something to think about, right? Look, if we go to Dre Bly's up, DJ Pickett is still 1.29. And he's one speed faster than DJ Pickett. Now, he doesn't have the man coverage or anything, but he does have the abilities over DJ Pickett. So that's something to think, keep in mind. Obviously, I pulled my Dre Bly yesterday, sold him for 1.2 right away. We're good there. So yeah, that's that when it comes to the season market. Now, Ranksgiving, as more of my strategy cards are selling W. I just been doing strategy cards and messing around with that. Ranksgiving, I talked about that 92D, and you need to be doing that. Check that, because for some reason it expired like Monday. I literally played a couple games on the stream yesterday, and I was number 1 in my group. And I got that free 92. Wasn't that big of a deal, right? But the Ranksgiving cards actually rose tremendously. Like crazy out of packs. So if you look at the Ranksgiving 88s, this is the same thing. I'm going to talk about this with the blue chips as well. A lot of these 88s, you can get them for, I was getting for 28, 27K on Ranksgiving Day. And a lot of them shot up to 40K over the weekend, right? So pay attention to some of these lower 88s. Same thing with the 90s, right? These 90s were in the 60s, and now they're also in the 70s. So if you got them in the 65, sold them for 80, that's how you make a little bit of coins, right? But the big moves for me was the 92s. I was very surprised about the 92s. You can see all the 92s are above 250K. Rod Moore, Wesley Basante, they were floating around 200K the day Ranksgiving came out. And this has to do with training going up. Training going up over the weekend. I sold my training. I didn't roll. But look, you see a lot of these cards. There's 62 of them up. There's not a lot. Devin Moore is 300K. The right tackle is 300K. Noah Thomas is 300K. Now, I don't foresee this happening this week because we're going to have more Ranksgiving cards. But this is something to think of. I don't like any of these LTDs as an investment. Zachariah Branch is small. I mean, I know Sam Adams is the best defensive tackle. Romello Height, he's good to go, quick jump. But if you want to buy him, you can buy him. Braxton Miller is 1.9. I'm definitely about to sell my Braxton Miller. He's a great quarterback, the best quarterback I've used all year, but not worth 2 million points. I can win with Cam Newton. I can win with Denard Robinson. Hell, I can win with Brad Smith, who I pulled last weekend. But that's just that. But that's something to be mindful of, is checking that training market when this happens. Just because when you look at the training store, obviously we know it's a choice pack, right? So you get a choice of 1 or 2. A lot of people, when they do this choice pack, they're going to take the higher overall card, right? When they do this choice pack, let's say it's Devin Moore and Rod Moore. They're going to take Devin Moore. That means Rod Moore's not being supplied. So, but with training going up and these cards going up, training got so scarce on the weekend that's the reason why the cards go up. So if you buy your training, everyone asks me, Truth, when do I buy my training? You buy it during the week. Now, if you don't have the coins to buy during the week, don't do it. But you buy it during the week because on the weekend, people play ranked, people play gauntlet, the promos come out, everything rises up over the weekend. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the day to buy your training. If you're going to use it then, that's cool. But if you want to get the best value for it, it's over the weekend. All right, last thing I want to talk about, blue chips and alumni. Now, blue chips was an interesting promo. I thought it would be expensive, and it is. But I want to talk about something when it comes to this set. Now, we talked about this at Blue Chip. You can do this every week, and you get a 93 plus LTD. So after this week 3, they're going to be 94 LTDs. I don't know if it's going to be a fantasy pack or if it's just you're going to get one. So if you do have a Blue Chip LTD, which those things are getting expensive too, I would absolutely, when this set comes probably a week before, to be honest, a week before, get rid of this, because then these cards are going to crash in price. Now, same thing with blue chips. We only got 2 cards, which is interesting. So same thing's going to happen this week. These 2 cards, Alfred was down to like 140 and Campbell was down to like 170. I did my that set, and I actually made profit on them. Right now, I just want to talk about quickly Max Leclerc and Ray Wilson. They're a great card. They get the ability to change chems, which makes them great, and they get the double blue chip. I want to get Raylan Wilson. I'm building a team right now. Raylan Wilson completes my team. I may end up buying him. I should have bought him at $1 million or 1.3, but I thought he would continue to go lower. I'm hoping in the next couple of days we get a wheel that compares to him so I can buy him. So that's that. What I want to talk about is this set. This set, everyone should be doing it. Literally everyone. The reason why, and it's going to let me in it, you get every card back auctionable. I actually was able to make coins on this, right? So I pulled these 2 out of the training pack. I bought every single one of my 90s for around 67K, and my 80s around 30K. I flipped all my 80s for 40K, and flipped all my 90s for 90K. And I actually made coins. Now, I don't know moving in the future if this set is going to be the same, if it's going to be auctionable, or if they're going to come back B&D. If they come back B&D, I'm not doing it because you're just wasting a lot of coins. But if it continues to be auctionable, everyone should do this set. Like, and the best part to do the set when it first drops. Just hold the cards. Even if you hold them for 24 hours, the prices go up on it, right? If we actually look at the blue chips right now and what these cards are going for on the auction house, remember the prices I got those for. 30K for the 88s, and if you want to say set, it was like around 67K for the 90s. So just let's go 70K and 30K, right? Look at this. This is not even filtered down. They're only going for 30. Even if you sold this for 35K, right? You're still making 3K back on this, right? And this is if we go to 88s. And also I said this. Another good investment tactic is investing in these. If you want to buy every single one of these, then during the middle of the week, sell them. You can. Reason why? Again, there's no supply on them in the middle of the week. There's only a supply on Saturday. As you can see, it's only what? Monday? So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 72 hours left. And there's literally only 9 88s up. 9. Which, like I said, I sold mine for 40K the same day. Just lazy sold them. We can look at the 90s. Again, there's only 24 of these up. Again, the day of, you buy them for 70K. You flip them for 90K. You can probably get 100 for some of these dudes. Right? That's just what I'm talking about. So I implore everyone to do that set because it can be a benefit in the long run. You get a free LTD, you actually make coins back, and it's no harm to you and your coins back at the end of the day. Now, lastly, alumni. I'm disappointed. I told you guys in yesterday's alumni video, I'm very disappointed with alumni. I wonder if they're going to change Braylon Edwards' height. I hope they do to make him 6'3". Now, one thing about Braylon Edwards, I did see him. He was close to 1 mil. Maybe he might be over now, yeah, because there's no more. I would say if they change his height, his price gonna go up. I don't know if they still got him 6'1". So, alumni to me was ass. I'm being completely honest. I didn't add a single one of these cards onto my team. Even though this guy is multiple offense, but yeah, I was very disappointed with alumni. You can see, alumni sucks when the most expensive card is a tight end. He's a cool tight end, but he's not a vertical threat or anything of that nature. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he gets lineman abilities because he's a gritty possession receiver or a gritty possession tight end, but that's how ass he is. Yeah, so they need to do better with alumni. This is the first alumni drop of a season where I was severely disappointed, and I honestly don't want to talk about alumni right now. It was disappointing. Like I'm not maybe invest in the right guard if you want it, but that's only if he was at a minimum. Y'all know I only like investing in cards at the minimum, so that way I mitigate my risk. Because that way, if he doesn't go up, I can sell for training, go into training roles. Obviously, if they go up, cool. So that's Market Monday for me. It was a little bit longer, but I wanted to break down because last week was a crazy week, and I expected it to be a crazy week. I didn't expect it to go the way it did, where 92s would be at 120 and shoot up to 180, 200, but I don't expect that to happen this week, but it can. Again, if y'all see 92s at 120, y'all already know I'm buying every single one. Last week, only reason I didn't buy every single one because I had to get my kids to school and I had to get myself to work. But I'm going to make it a priority if I see anything under 130 to buy, because that's the price, right? For 92s, 130, we know 91s, we know 90s, and then when the overall boost happen, they shift down. So appreciate you boys. Hopefully this helped you all. Market Monday, comment below if you have any questions, any concerns. I'm excited. I'm actually going to, like I said, I'll show you guys the team. I'm going to delve into this team. I'm waiting for that Raylan Wilson. That Raylan Wilson literally completes my team. I'm waiting to get 300 more trophies, and I'm going to get the strong safety in the store. But this is the offense. Again, Braxton Miller's going to be gone. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's great, but he has to go. Would like another receiver other than Wesco, but he's fine right now. And then the defense. We have so many safeties on 4-3 that it's crazy. I'm going to get another strong safety here. I'm actually going to sell Caleb Patterson and Moton because I'm going to have 4 safeties at my corner spots and my 2 safety spots. So I appreciate you boys. Again, hopefully you guys can enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I'm out. Deuces.